Lectures, Brother Icky, who has done 2 lectures and a half, the half being the opening for Booker T. Right. Okay, well, brother, we're going to have to do you next time because his brother's here.
All right, well, okay.
So this is Brother Icky.
Peace.
That's
a lecture right there. I spoke to the people.
Give him about 10 minutes while I deal with what's going on out there. Okay, so this is Brother Icky, profound brother in physics. Give the brother a hand. Yeah, right?
Last week we touched on some, I was actually trying to do a lecture on my first book. I got a couple of books. I have a 9-book series called the Book of Evolution that goes into a lot of physics, but physics in a way that relates to how we live every day. Because that's the way white folks disassociate us from certain things that we need, that's crucial to our survival. That it make them seem like it's going to be long-headed, drawn out, boring. I have a few people that I know that tell me they don't read because it hurts. Physically hurts. They get headaches to read books like it's crazy. And so when I was in school, physics, you know, was lame for me just because it was just like, when am I going to really use that? So we see how it works in our everyday life, and we see the importance of it. You know, especially in the conscious community, we study in the science everything. You know, we breaking this down, we breaking that down. Oh, they got microscopes they could use to send signals in your brain off the water dripping in your faucet, and like we just going crazy. But at the same time, it's like, you know, trains are now 250. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to go so far into outer space that we're not dealing with the issues that's every day. And there's no more of an everyday issue than how we relate to one another in the household. Our families, our relationships, you know what I'm saying? Because this is where everything is at. This is where the power's at. And we need to be building our businesses out of our families. Our family should be our #1 business. Everything should come out of the family unit. But we don't really have a family unit, so we have really kind of lost that science altogether. And the way to get that science back is to you know, we just have to touch on some things and make things public and have group discussions like this about male-female relations. You know, this is one of the most taboo subjects, male-female relations. You know, I was at Monday night over here at the National Black, I was doing a lecture, and same subject, you know. And it was interesting because the first 20 or 30 minutes, it was just like you could have heard a pin drop in there. Everybody was looking at me like, is this thing talking sex? And I'm looking back at them like, yeah, because it's the most natural thing we do outside of breathing and nobody discusses. And it's killing us. This is the reason why we have the single homes. The single homes is why girls are sliding down poles and why cats is in jail every 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It starts with the man and the female. And you look at a lot of the situations, you figure people's mind is what throws them off because, like for instance, somebody be in a relationship 5, 6 years, man and female. The man is A, the woman is B. Or rather, let's make the woman A and the man B, right? So now she may find a number in his pocket and I'm out of your way, like 30 seconds, brother. And they may break up over this number in his pocket and throw away a 5-year relationship. Maybe they got 2 kids, yada, 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 because he went to the club one night and got a number. And of course he intended on doing something wrong with that number, but we're looking at throwing away 5 years now for this one night and the future of the children and the family for this one night. And the reason being is because we have this white programming that precludes a lot of our sexual nature from our everyday reality. Meaning certain things that we want to do deep, deep, deep down on the inside, we don't feel comfortable bringing it to our partner, so we might slip out. When really that's not real love, that's not real trust. You know what I'm saying? If I'm with you, I want to spend my life with you, I should be able to do everything with you. You know, we should be able to talk about everything. So these are some of the subjects that we tackle, and when children are not in the room, you know.
Brother has some heavy DVDs out that you want to get. Brother Icky with Dr. T. Conan in the back.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I have that outside right now. So the brother did some excellent work. But give him a hand for
go ahead and let him talk.
So
I just wanted to ask, what were they, when earlier you was asking me about like the moonlight and the rituals? I wanted to kind of open up y'all conversation to everybody, because we were all kind of like ear hustling to see what you guys was.
She was asking why is it that we worship the moon? And she knows that the moon is representative of the woman, so what's the purpose of us giving homage to the moon? Like the full moon, the eclipse.
There ain't no worship with science. There ain't no worship. That's a later day concept of people looking back to ancient people and automatically thinking, oh, they worship the moon. See, that's a Christian mindset.
That's right, that's right.
You see, they didn't know these people had advanced science, but see, in the modern world, always teach you that the people back then were stupid. And that's a concept of mind control. They didn't worship no moon. You know what I'm saying? They was dealing with the scientific aspect of the phases of the moon, with the menstrual cycle and all of that. And they used different deities. You see, they used different deities to explain that, because those was formulas. And that's the problem with the modern person, always looking back.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Trying to probe and thinking, you know, trying to give a diagnosis on ancient thought, and they don't know what they're talking about. But it all starts from the messed up aspect of Christianity.
Yes.
Okay.
Islam and Judaism, those later day religions,
Right.
you see what I'm saying, that were actually created out of ignorance.
Yes.
You see,
No.
you see,
Right.
you know, so it's no different than the Egyptians being evil
All right.
to the Christians.
Yeah.
You see, so that's what those concepts. So they never worship no moon. They never worship the sun. You see what I'm saying? They just understood the importance of it, and we're looking back now because they venerated the importance of certain things. We're looking at now like these people are stupid. They just worship the sun and worship, and that's how
Right.
and that's the way they're able to predicate these modern religions. You see what I'm saying? By leveling the ancient stuff, ancient stuff. So there's never no worship. When we say these things, we're speaking from the same Christian model that we've been taught all our lives. And now we got on all the African stuff and the ancient stuff, but we still got the same Christian blueprint in us.
Right. There you go.
And that might take a lifetime to work out. You see, it might take a lifetime to work out.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying and all, because it's a form of mind control. Especially at a young age, you're given this stuff. You're given this false information. And all, you know, so that's what that is about. So you come back up, brother. I gotta go.
Take a little while. Yes, come on up here, brother. We just like to
And I'll be right back.
Yes, brother.
The backdrop of the
Okay, well,
sunlight.
to pick
it's
up where
a
you
little
left
bit.
off,
I mean,
That wasn't my question.
yeah, some of the
Oh, I'll help answer him that one question about the full moon also.
Can you let her ask her question? Because I don't think I posed it in the proper manner. So it was really her question. I think we should ask.
Okay, what I was saying was, as far as Whitaker, right? Wicca. And I was saying with Egypt, you give homage to the sun. So Wicca seems like they're the opposite of that. So they're giving homage to the moon. And that's when you stated it's just a reflection of the sun. So it both goes hand in hand. And I wasn't looking at it like that. That was sort of my question.
yeah, and then also in that aspect too, you gotta remember Wicca is more like a European thing, and a lot of rituals, like the brother was touching on, a lot of what looks like from our vantage point now as worship back then was actually science, was technology, like sun gazing and sunbathing, things that we should be doing now that a lot of us are getting back into. When you take the spirituality aspect out of it, it just looks like niggas staring at the sun. You know what I mean? And if you don't have the physical technology, you don't have the deep carbon, you don't have the deep melanin, you don't have the deep hue, you can't get any spirituality out of staring in the sun anyway. You're about to get cancer if you don't put on some glasses or blink, you know what I'm saying? So for them, it's a lot easier to practice some of the sciences and rituals and our technologies, because that's all they're doing is practicing our stuff. It's easier for them to practice it in the moonlight, which is in the lesser light than the sunlight, because then they have better chances of coming out of there without getting sick. But yeah, so a lot of our stuff was, a lot of the stuff that they're doing now is old technology. And that's what I teach, the geometry and the physics of things, because if you look at feng shui is sacred geometry. Feng shui is understanding how